Welcome back, guys, it's Kamui here, and today we're going to talk about Momoshiki's Prophecy to Boruto, where Momoshiki says, "Those blue eyes of yours shall take everything from you," and what exactly this might be and how it might happen. Now, in chapter 67 of the manga, Momoshiki refers to this as a true spectacle that is coming soon, and even he can't tell why what happens. He just knows that it does. And he also refers to it as that, which indicates that it's just one event that takes place. And so I want to talk about what the most likely things Momoshiki might be talking about are, and why I came to the conclusion I did. And I'm going to be taking into account a lot of the wording used throughout the story, as well as some pop culture influences that I definitely think are being implemented here. Before getting into the what's though, I want to quickly discuss when this might happen. Back in the Boruto fight in chapter 43 of the manga, Momoshiki says, "My dear blue-eyed boy, it's still a ways away that you'll lose it all." Fast forward 24 chapters and around 6 months based on Amato's dialogue in chapter 61, and now Momoshiki is saying that the time is drawing near. So 6 months ago it was a ways away, and now it's soon, so most likely it's gonna be less than 6 months away in the timeline. So it's not something that's gonna happen in the time skip like 3 years from now or something, it's gonna happen before then. Now let's talk more about what will happen. So the first thing I want to start with is the fact that Momoshiki says to Boruto that Boruto's blue eyes will take everything from him, and that even he can't tell why this happens. So this alone tells me an awful lot more than you might realize. If Momoshiki knows that Boruto himself somehow leads to him losing everything, but he doesn't know why whatever happens, that kind of rules out the idea that Momoshiki took over Boruto's body and killed someone or did whatever it is he's referring to. Because if Momoshiki knew or thought that it was going to be caused by him taking over Boruto's body and doing the true spectacle, then he would know why what happens. It would be because Momoshiki did it. But he seems to know more than just say, someone important to Boruto is dead or something, because he specifically says that Boruto's blue eyes will take everything from him. So Momoshiki seems to know the who's and what's, but not the whys, which leads me to say that Boruto himself, whether accidentally or intentionally, leads to his own losses. And this is actually something the Boruto anime references way back at the beginning of the anime that is actually connected here, and that is the evil eye that was mentioned in that Kagemasa movie. Now, a lot of people have made some really cool theory videos tying in the concept of the evil eye with Boruto and the Jogan, but I actually want to tie it into this prophecy here. So what exactly is the evil eye I'm talking about? Okay, so it's a concept found in many cultures, and it's pretty similar in all of them. To summarize it, it's a myth about how people could stare at others with their evil eye to bring misfortune to others. This was most often done out of jealousy for those who were more fortunate and prosperous, but it was also done unconsciously by some people, and it was actually thought of as a curse because those with the evil eye would curse others against their own will, or with their own will, depending on the person. In fact, there's a Polish folktale about a man who had an evil eye and was able to curse others just by looking at them. And the misfortune he casted upon others made him feel so guilty that he cut out his own eyes so that he would not be able to curse others ever again. Now who has a scar on their eye in the future? Boruto sure does. Wonder if there's any connection there. More importantly though, those with blue eyes are said to be the best at cursing people with the evil eye, and the most common image of the evil eye is a blue eye, and the color blue is often associated with the evil eye. Now I'm sure you know where I'm going with this, but Sarada makes a comment to Boruto about how his eyes are even bluer than Naruto's in chapter 10 of the manga or episodes 57 and 66 of the anime, and then Momoshiki gives Boruto that prophecy that his blue eyes shall take everything from him. Boruto's blue eyes have been brought up over and over again, and this is obviously intentional, so the question becomes, what is the meaning of the blue eyes? And I think the answer is in the evil eye myth I mentioned earlier. In Boruto's case, it will be like that Polish man in the story where Boruto is going to accidentally curse others and lead to the loss of everything to him. And perhaps he gives himself that scar because of this, just like the man in that story. He, however they want to play in the story, he decides to give himself the scar. Now, how could this actually play out in the story? As I mentioned earlier, Momoshiki seems to refer to this prophecy as a single event that is coming soon. And so I really don't think this is something that's going to happen slowly over time, where Boruto loses one thing after another. And so Boruto is either going to lose a heck of a whole lot all at once, or he's just going to lose something very specific that means the world to him. Based on these ideas, I really can only think of two general things that this prophecy could be referring to, and I will tell you at the end which I probably think will happen, but I can't say for sure. These options are either the village gets destroyed or Sasuke dies. We know Boruto cares a lot about both of these, so either one could be used as his everything. I know Momoshiki says everything, but this is not going to be literally everything Boruto cares about, because Momoshiki says this is going to happen soon, and I think we can safely say Kishimoto isn't going to have every single person besides Boruto die in the next few chapters. Now, the flash forward scene gives us the impression that the Leaf Village is destroyed sometime in the time skip by Kawaki, but technically, the village could get destroyed soon. Let's say Code removes his limiters and wreaks havoc or something, for example. And then Boruto and Kawaki can just go fight at the Leaf Village in the future, kind of like how Sasuke and Naruto went to the Valley of the End for their final fight, even though they weren't fighting the war over there. Now, for something like that to fall under the prophecy, we would have to frame it as Code is destroying the village because he needs Boruto as a sacrifice, and so Boruto is cursing his whole village with his blue eyes. Now, I don't know if that's really going to be something people want to see for this prophecy, but I definitely think it's a possibility. The next possibility is that Boruto loses someone who means the world to him, which narratively speaking would probably be Sasuke, as Kawaki has to do something to Naruto based on that flash forward scene, so it can't be Boruto causing Naruto's death soon. And Hinata and Himawari, and hell, even Sarada and Mitsuki have just been way too absent and way too unimportant in the manga to feel earned for this role. Even though they'd be important to Boruto, they really wouldn't be that important to the reader anymore, so that only really leaves Sasuke as a good candidate for this. And so our options would either be that Sasuke dies because of Boruto somehow, maybe because of his incompetence and Sasuke has to sacrifice himself to save Boruto, and that's how Boruto curses him, or maybe Boruto for whatever reason has to kill Sasuke, like Kakashi had to kill Rin. For example, maybe Sasuke somehow becomes a liability to the village like Rin. Maybe Momoshiki put a karma on Sasuke somehow, and Sasuke was like, Boruto, kill me now. That would definitely wreck Boruto for sure, the guilt of causing Sasuke's death. Another option with this second possibility is that we have Code kill Sasuke because he wants Boruto as a sacrifice, and maybe Boruto's incompetence leads to Sasuke having to sacrifice himself to save Boruto, something of that nature. This does work well with my whole Sasuke versus Code prediction, as I do still think Sasuke's gonna be there when Code pops out of his claw mark of Shikamaru when he tries to get to Amato, and so this could be how and when this event takes place. Again, I can't say for sure exactly what's gonna happen, but I definitely think the blue eyes thing, this is definitely important. I definitely think the evil eye concept is being used here. Boruto is essentially cursing someone. Personally, I lean towards that being Sasuke, and I think the Sasuke versus Code battle that's going to happen when Code pops out of Shikamaru's claw mark is probably when that battle would take place, which would probably be soon since Code says he wants to get his limiters removed soon. So that's my prediction here. But I want to hear what you guys think. How do you guys think Boruto's prophecy will come true? And what do you think Boruto is going to lose? And how do you think that will happen? Let me know in the comment section below, because I am very curious to see what you guys have to say on this. For those of you who made it this far, thank you so much for the support, but I do have to remind you that
you're already under my genjutsu.
So subscribe, leave a comment, like the video, and hit that bell icon for notifications. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.